Connie's floating.
Okay guys, this is Ton Trung with Brian Lucas. We are here at the Franklin Avenue 610 split. As you can see, EMS is on the scene right now, bringing a boat to this area. We were here about 20 minutes ago just taking pictures of this area that, as you know, generally floods during a flooding event and a hard rain. And we were taking the pictures when this gentleman here in the truck decided to go ahead and drive into the water. New Orleans EMS is now putting that raft in the water here, and we estimate that water's probably 5 to 6 feet deep. That driver decided to go into the water and tried his best to get through. But as you can imagine, and as we've told many, many times, when you see flooding, don't even try to get into it. Turn around, don't drown, and now this is the result of what's happening. So you have now EMS paddling out to this driver who's been stranded on this truck for the last 20 minutes or so, and we witnessed it as we were just trying to get pictures of the flooding in and around the New Orleans area today. And driving up into this area, we did see some relatively heavy flooding, street flooding near the St. Roch area, and we're also in the upper 9th Ward near the 5th District Station. There was some significant flooding there as well, but nothing to the point where what you're seeing at this point. I mean, there were streets that people could pass, but now, as you're seeing, the latest rescue after a heavy morning of rain and flooding in the New Orleans area, EMS is now reaching and making contact with the driver who decided to go ahead and drive into floodwater. And anybody living here knows that this is a notorious area for flooding. They usually block this off, and they did in fact block this road off. This gentleman decided to drive around the blockade and then proceeded into the water. Now he is the latest person to get rescued by New Orleans EMS. And as you probably have been following us on Facebook and Twitter, there is widespread flooding in and around the metro area. We are trying to get a gauge and trying to get a sense of where the heaviest areas are, and this is what brought us here today. We were just trying to get a sense of where the flooding is most significant, and we heard that Franklin near 610 was pretty deep, and this is visual evidence that it is deep here, the flooding. But as we are coming to you live here, we are waiting for this gentleman who decided to go into the flood water. EMS responded fairly quickly after we saw that car going into the water. The first EMS response person was probably on scene within 5 minutes, and let's see if we can actually talk to this gentleman here to see what's been going on. So I hate to catch you on a bad moment here. Did you think the flooding was going to be that bad? Why'd you drive through there?
I seen somebody else go through it earlier, and that's why I went through it.
So I mean, you did go through the blockade. I mean, they did have the road block. Why did you decide to do that, though?
I'd asked the guy, and the guy said they were going through it. That's why.
So how deep was the water when you were going through there? I mean, what were you thinking when?
It didn't get deep, just right there.
Yeah. So,
James.